This is Team Kaizen here. We're currently with Kieran Robinson. Kieran, what do you do today?
I went X4 and I bowled on my last round and just about missed out on top 64 playing DoomZ.
At what event?
UK Nats.
Okay.
2026. Birmingham.
Right, do you want to get into the deck profile then?
Yeah, I played 3 Drastia. I can't pick up my cards. 3 Mouth, 3 Alara, 1 Power Patron DoomZ. That's all the names you need. I think you max out on all 3 of the main deck ones just because you just want to see engine with this deck because it's just so important. It kind of backfired today a little bit because a lot of the decks that I played against today were just FTKs. A lot of the times I panicked and just saw someone normal summon a train and I was like, okay, I'm getting burned for 8k, that's fun. It gets even worse because I also just maxed out on all the other, the good spells for DoomZ. Raiders and Change are both incredible and I don't know why you'd play any less than 3 of either of them. And then the worst card to draw in your deck, the best card that you can draw or not draw, this card is just incredible for playing into boards. And then Destruction, which is like a break, but it has so much utility regardless. It's also just like, you know, Colossus, so why wouldn't you play it? It's free. And then 3 Torpedo. This card is ridiculous. It's often just a +2, pop a card into a board. It barely ever just like doesn't do anything, and it's so like easy to get to that it just like it wins you games every time.
Is that the most broken card in your deck, you'd say?
I'm unsure. It's pretty tied. It's either this or the other new card from Burst Protocol or Blazing Dominion. I don't know which card set it's going to be.
Blazing Dominion.
They both came from the same set. But it's either this or another card we'll get to later. Play 1 Vidalium. This card it's not even a brick. It's engine requirement, but it still does everything for the deck. So like this card alone gets you to play, so it doesn't really matter. And then 3 of the Terminus. This is like one of the few bits of engine I'd side out going second, just because like it's 1 card combo, but it loses to everything. And seeing multiple of this going into a board sucks so bad, because if you see multiple of like Destruction or like anything else, like they can interact with each other. This just can't. And then if this gets stopped or if what you add gets stopped, like you're just like dead in the water. So there's no much point of playing more than one into a board. And then this one again, it's like Vidalium. It's a brick or an engine requirement, but it still does everything. So it's like it's a crazy good card. And then an actual, well, even still, not a brick. The amount of times that I played going first and I couldn't get to the Merrymaker line, and I just hard drew Regulus, and he just like, I'm never sad to see it in my hand, unless I'm like, it's only ever sad if you're playing it into a board and you have like very little engine. And then for a non-engine, there was 1 Shifter, 1 Mags, the 2 1-offs. Mag is ridiculous. In testing, it was crazy into Cool Tune, because obviously you can just shuffle your top deck as well as search engine pieces, but I didn't play any Cool Tune at either of the days. I managed to dodge it the whole time, which was just ridiculous. So Shifter won me a game because
yeah, Shifter.
because Shifter. It was justified though, because I played against Train FTK, and then round 3 I drew Shifter, and I just didn't lose because I lost the dice roll that game, but it was fine because I had Shifter. And then the only like hand trap, I guess, is 3 Fua. Card's always going to be ridiculous, I feel like. It's never not going to be good. And then I played 3 Droplet, and then 2 Fallen. Droplet kind of sucked for me today. It was a lot of this card, like this deck, you don't want to send to the graveyard. So it's kind of like, it's hard in a lot of hands to utilize this properly, so it kind of sucks. But it's just so good into like the branded matchup, and then a lot of like, there's a lot of like hard cards to out that this just helps with. And then the 2 Fallen, this card is just so good going first and second. like the mirror match, I popped the trap with this and I could just play and break his board really easily. And I did some really cool plays where I would have like, my only engine would be a copy of Change, and I was scared of just losing to Ash, so I'd go Change to pop from deck and then chain Fallen, target to pop it, and then on a new chain I could trigger a Mouth or Power Patron to search, and then chain Change to add backing special from hand. So I've got extension and I've played around the hand trap as well. So it just felt so good. I mean, again, it's another card that's just always going to be, I think, good and relevant. And then last 2 cards in the main deck were Call By and Talents. I saw Talents 1 game, and it, drew 2 cards. 2 cards were good, so it helped me play the game. Call By, I didn't get to Call By a Charmy once. I called by an Ogre, which saved me a game, and it was also, I remember round 12, I played against Mitsurugi. Round 1, I opened full of Cold By. I called by the Murakumo going into the board, and then game 2, I called by the Futsu. So you just can't play from there. That's it for the main deck, it's 40 cards. Extra deck, it's just 2 of each of the DoomZ names. This is the other card that I would say was maybe the big contender for the new best card, because it's just insane. Again, it's another card that gets you to engine, can pop a card on field, so it plays into boards really well, and it also has the effect of when it's popped to special from deck or grave, so it's just extension as well. It's such a free card to play. And then everything else was kind of standard. So I played the Merrymaker and the Sargass for Regulus, of course. And I played the F-Zero. This card is ridiculously good, especially with stuff like Fallen about. It makes it so hard for them just to out your cards. Like, if you're sitting on this with Drasty and the Equip Trap, then you're just not losing the game, because they're floodgated and they can't out the card. And then I played the Mercurium for certain devious lines in the side deck.
Obviously, this is not standard. This is something different.
This is something different, yeah. Typically, I think people side this card, or they try and make space for other cards. But I feel like the other cards that you could play instead just aren't needed. I think people are playing Dagaris and the new rank 8 from Breast Protocol as well, to go for OTK lines with Jupiter. But it just hasn't come up for me in testing. It didn't come up for me at all today. If I wasn't OTKing, I was ending on so much that my opponent just couldn't play in the follow-up turn. So, and I don't think the other cards would have helped me, even if I couldn't OTK there. Varudros, standard, it's a normally negate. You can make it really easily, why wouldn't you? And then 2 Albion. One of these should be an Ecclesia Synchro, but I am poor, and I didn't want to pay £50 for a Synchro.
There's the man with Starlight.
Yeah. You ignore the shiny. I'm poor, but I prioritize shiny cardboard. That's the extra deck. For the side, I played 3 Ash in the side. Just for going first, I had 6 cards that I had planned to side out. I always sided out 1 Droplet and the Mag and the Shifter. The Shifter going first, I hate it because I always end up opening something like a way to play with the Power Patrons and Shifter, and it you have lines around it, but it's just unnecessary stress that you just don't want. And oftentimes, if you can get to your board, you're winning anyway, regardless of Shifter. So why would you try and stress about that instead? Then I played 1 Santa Claus and 2 Gamma Seal. It probably should be 2 Claws, 1 Gamma Seal, but I have Starlight Gamma Seal, so I want to play those instead. You can tell where my priorities lie, and they're not the best of places, but it doesn't matter, because the only time this came up today, so I had a DoomZ mirror match, and my opponent is under Fua, and he ends on the rank 8 and Varudros, gives me 2 draws. I draw Gamma Seal off one of them, and then for turn I draw Santa Claus, so I just clear both bodies, and then I just play because he's got nothing, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just draw the perfect non-engine for a matchup and it's just like, it's just right. It happened a lot today actually, that I did just draw the right cards, which is great. And then I also played Jerusalem and 2 Crow. This was for branded, but it didn't come up for branded. The only time this really came up was I sided into the 2 Crow against a Mitsurugi matchup in round 11 or 12. And it came up to banish the Habakiri, and it just cut them off everything. They descended on Baguska set pass. So it just like weakens the board a lot. And I think in theory, like in testing, it did very well against branded and stuff as well, which was always nice. And then like I think everyone was on this kind of stuff today. Just 2 Lightning Storm. There's so much like generic back row going around, like Super Poly and Fallen, and it's just stuff that you just don't want to have to deal with when you don't know it's there. So you just try and clear it out with this. And then last going first cards were the Spell Canceller and the Premature, and then I just played the 1 Judgment instead of bothering to side the Mercurium. These 2 were ridiculous. Today they did most of the heavy lifting for the deck, as you can expect. Only one time I actually did this, did the line with this stuff, and it got outed, and it's because my opponent just drew Sphere Mode for turn, and they were like, oh yeah, main phase, Sphere Mode, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got no cards in hand. I've got a Sphere Mode on my field and a set card that has to hook up to a DoomZ Xyz. I guess I'll just lose, and that's fine. It just happens. But these cards were insane, and I think overall the list was pretty much like, I mean, I can't say perfect because, you know, I didn't get top 50 to 64, so like can't be that great. But the problem was, I think I prepped a lot for the good like meta decks of the. Oh, you're looking at me now. Meta decks of the format, like branded and cool tune. So I was running with like board breakers. I think this is what a lot of people were doing, and that's why a lot of people squeezed into Top Cut with stupid stuff like train FTKs, which I got matched up against twice, which was just like miserable. I lost both those dice rolls. Today, playing day 2, I went in and I lost the first 3 dice rolls of the day, and I won all 3 of those games, which was a pleasant surprise. But the FTKs were just everywhere. Like, if it wasn't a Morphage, it was Spell Canceller, or it was something to burn you for all your life immediately. So it's pretty terrifying when you're looking down something like that and you just have like an Ash Blossom in hand, like praying it will stop the special from deck, which it did twice. So I was pretty happy with that. I think the biggest mistake was probably not playing Droll anywhere. Like, I feel like I could have definitely found space to squeeze Droll into the main or side at the very least, because yeah, I did need it a couple of times, and when it hit me, it also hit me pretty hard, so it was quite unfortunate.
Nice. Anyway, Kieran, any shout outs?
Shout out to Team Kaizen and Team Henny. And all the
Shout out Daddy.
Shout out Coach Dan.
Coach Dan. Shout out to my girlfriend Lucy for putting up with me trying to explain Yu-Gi-Oh cards to her for the past like 2 years, when she probably doesn't care at all.
Nice.
But she's very lovely about it, so it's always a positive. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Lovely. Nice one, Kieran.